The latest information we have is from the governor of Moscow region. He says that the roof over the auditorium where the shooting and the explosions took place has collapsed, and emergency workers are there right now trying to clear the rubble. They were able to make it there, and they're still trying to find if there's any more survivors. There may still be people in the building. Right now, the casualty statistics stand at 60 dead and over 100 wounded, 7 among them being children. And the authorities are saying that number may rise as more people are found.
Right. So, Donald, what are the local authorities reacting?
In terms of the reaction, the Federal Investigative Committee is still looking into the reasons for why or who carried out this terrorist attack. That, according to eyewitnesses, 5 masked men opened fire on a crowd of people in this auditorium in the building behind me. That auditorium has a maximum capacity of 6,000 people, and the concert at which this took place, its tickets were essentially all sold out. So right now, the investigative committee officials are trying to get to the bottom of who carried out this terrorist attack, and we've also heard that all of the government institutions that are working here alongside emergency services workers, the Interior Ministry, the Investigative Committee, the National Guard, they're all giving the Russian President Vladimir Putin minute-by-minute updates on their work as well as how the rescue efforts are going.
So how are local residents feeling about this?
Well, of course, I mean, people see it as a tragedy, of course. I mean, I got here at the beginning when the fires on the roof of the building were still raging, and people could be seen leaving the building crying, hysterical, of course. It's something that, nobody expected, especially when they went out for a night to have fun at a music concert. There were also pretty gruesome scenes of deceased people on the streets, even at the beginning when we got here at the just about half an hour after the fire broke out. So, of course, people are really saddened by this. It's a big tragedy. There's already signs popping up all over Moscow saying we remember this day, this tragedy. And of course, a lot of people have friends and family that suffered here as a result of this terrorist attack.
Well, Donald, Russia's largest media corporation, CGTN, says the Islamic State's claim that it's behind the attack could be fake. What more can you tell us about that?
Well, it's looking right now that was indeed fake. I mean, based on what that journalist said, he looked at the official channels that ISIS has on Telegram and its other platforms that it uses across the internet. And there has actually, according to him, been no official declaration from ISIS that it took responsibility for this attack. So it looks like to be a piece of disinformation that someone started to spread around. For what reason, that much is unclear.
Well, have you heard anything regarding any possible statements from the Kremlin or Putin himself?
Of course, the Kremlin is, deferring to the investigative committee to allow the investigation to go on and get to the bottom of the facts of what's happened. There has been, it is quite coincidental, actually, that this terrorist attack happened just about a week or a week and a half after the American embassy in Moscow and the British embassy in Moscow warned that a terrorist attack was impending and was going to take place very soon. They warned British and American citizens to leave Russia. So this is a point of quite a bit of suspicion for the Russian government. They're looking into, they're considering potential connections between those statements and the terrorist attack that happened here. Could it have potentially been a Ukrainian terrorist attack sponsored by Western governments? That's a possibility. Of course, that's not confirmed. We're still waiting for the actual evidence from the investigation to come forward, because, of course, it could be a number of other things, but the government's waiting for that information to come forward.